All right, we certainly are pleased that the House Bill 36 just recently passed in the Ohio House of Representatives at a vote of 92-5. And there's a few key components to this bill. House Bill 36 will actually increase the number of calamity days from 3, the existing current state law, to 5 days. Now, the number of days were rolled back to 3 in the last General Assembly under House Bill 1. This bill strictly will bring that number back up to 5. Now, there's a few other components to the bill. It also will allow a school district the ability to make up a unexcused calamity day above and beyond 5, increasing the school day in 30-minute increments. As well, we did accept an amendment in committee that would also enable charter schools, in essence, to have a calamity day as well. If a charter school currently, state law states that they have to have 920 hours of instruction. However, the majority of charter schools do rely on public transportation. So this specific bill would allow them to not be required to make up that specific day. A few things, back in my district back home, we definitely see a great amount of snow. We measure it in feet, not by inches, actually. And in essence, this bill is very important to the people back in Northeast Ohio, and I know many districts all over the state. But it certainly was, we certainly made sure your voice was heard and brought this bill before the House of Representatives to ensure that we brought that number back up to 5. I don't know if there's any questions. I know it's a pretty straightforward bill, but I would be happy to answer any questions about the essence of House Bill 36 and what it does.
You've done your work here. Do you have any likelihood of what will happen in the Senate?
There was actually a bill introduced in the Senate as well, in essence, that would increase the number of calamity days back to 5. And we know there's support over there, and the governor as well has said that he would support increasing the number of calamity days back to 5 as well. So this bill will now move over into the Senate and be up for discussion.
If it's not an inappropriate time to do this, well, thank you. This has caused great consternation for a lot of our schools and our parents and our children, and it is a bit of a remedy we didn't think was ever going to be here. So thank you very much for recognizing it and really taking care of both the needs of the public district schools and the public charter schools, so they all can get back to teaching children. So thank you.
Yeah, we definitely heard their concerns. Teachers, parents, and even some superintendents sometimes have pressure to be able to decide to close school or not. That definitely was an issue of concern, and that's why we felt the 5 calamity days definitely worked for school districts for many years, and that 5 was sufficient for school districts. Now, it certainly is understanding if we do need to, if a school is closed for over 5 days, that they certainly do need to make up those days.
Hi.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask, the argument was made on the floor that the reason that they did this was that they had done it in the previous budget was to increase instruction, and that superintendents still have that flexibility. It has nothing to do with safety. They can still cancel schools. It's just to make sure that students get that instruction. What are your thoughts on those comments?
Well, they certainly did roll it back. I think one thing is they did roll back those number of days, but there was no money that followed. One thing we do have to remember, if we are adding a few days to the end of the school year, there is still cost in terms of busing, food service, classified staff, for example. Depending on the local bargaining agreement, there could be additional costs on the district as well. So I think one thing we have to consider is the fact that there could certainly be cost to that district if we are adding days to the end of the school year. And we know what the times are like right now, where there hasn't been more school funding going into schools, there's been less. So I think that's one thing that we took into consideration when bringing this number of calamity days back to 5.
Do you think that discussion over more instruction hours needs to continue? Is that something the General Assembly should examine a little bit more?
I do believe so. I know the discussion you know, on the House floor is that they definitely want to look at that issue, and I would agree. I know there's been discussion of looking at school districts going to the hour system versus day system. There's just many things that are being discussed, and I'm certainly open to that dialogue, and I would welcome that. Well, I definitely appreciate the opportunity here today and to give a brief overview about what House Bill 36 does, and if you have any further questions, don't hesitate.